Are you keen to buy a Tenere? In this fourth episode of Red Carpet Reviews, we'll tell you everything you need to check before buying the XT600Z 1VJ.
Pre-purchase advice. I've got two separate options. The things you have to check on any bike and the things you have to check specifically on the Tenere 1VJ. To check on any bikes, watch the rims for rot or dents. Also, check the forks, especially the tubes, that they don't have rust on the chrome in the suspension way. Same thing with the rear shock. Very important, check the engine for any rattling sounds. It just has to be a nice mechanical sound, and if there's a rattle, there is an option for a very expensive repair. What I always do before buying a bike, I check the frame number and I check the engine number if they match. If they match, you probably know that the mileage is original and you know how much it ran. If it's not original, it's not a bad thing, but you just don't know the mileage. Sometimes it's a nice thing when the bike, like the 1VJ, has a newer model. Especially with old bikes, the tanks are difficult to find originally. So check if it has any dents or if it has rust inside, because those also can be expensive repairs. Before starting the engine for the first time at the setter's place, check if the engine is not already warmed up, because you want to see a cold start. Okay, it's very cold, so hurry up with the video. Important to check, did the bike have any crashes? So are the levers on the engine welded on, or are the foot pegs welded on the frames? Of course, it's an enduro bike, so you can fall over sometimes, but it does not have bended forks tubes or welded on parts. For me, it's very important. Do I trust the owner? Do I like him? And if not, is the bike cheap enough that the things he doesn't reveal I can still repair? Okay, specifically on the Tenere 1VJ, the most important thing, the engine. What did they do with it? Is it still the original engine? Then you probably know there's going to be repairs incoming. Did they already change it to a newer form engine and oil pump, or maybe did they change the cylinder head already? That's already a nice thing to know. Also, check if they maybe changed the front fender or cut the front fender to have a better air cooling. Did they change the air filter? Then you know if they didn't do a 50,000 mileage with a bad cooling engine. Also check the front sprocket. It can be a bit wobbly because the axle wears out. So if you take it on your first ride, check for yourself, do I like the seat, do I like the way it rides? Important is if you brake it, that it doesn't go to one way. It can lead to bended fork tubes or maybe a crooked disc brake. Also listen for sounds. It doesn't make any weird rattling sound. It's not nice. Also the exhausts, they tend to rust. They can have holes in the back. But feel if it rides smooth, it accelerates smooth, it doesn't have boop, 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 sounds or stutters like I do sometimes, because that can be a fault in the carburetor, which is also pretty difficult to get out. If it rides nice and is smooth and the engine sounds good, all the other things which aren't good you can still fix. And if you buy a cheap bike with a shitty engine, you can always search a specialist and have the engine fixed like I did, so you can still start with a sort of a new bike. Anyway, find a nice second-hand or 10th-hand Tenere on eBay or any other marketplace, or if you want to take a less risk, seek out a specialist and buy one from the dealer. Most of all, get yourself an adventure bike, have some adventure, kickstart it, electric start it, get it through the dirt and the sand and have some fun.
Thanks for watching this episode of Red Carpet Reviews by the Kickback company. And we promise you there's a hell lot more where that came from. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow our Instagram, and check out our web shop for our Kickback adventure apparel. Now,